There's no doubt about it. The Crisfield community is grieving, not only for the victims and their families, but also for those behind the violence. It's a very unfortunate situation. 29-year-old DeMar Jones, also known as Marty Bass, is on trial for the murder of Arnold Fagans Jr. That's right, Jemmy. 16 Mile Brewery is hosting a huge celebration party for Delaware Day here in Georgetown. Some graphic photos of the victim were shown, and testimony revealed some crucial details. But it was the suspect's mother who was one of the last people to see Whitney alive and possibly shared what led to her death. The National Guard is coming to help the residents get out of Crisfield. You can see how quickly the bottom drops out, which could be how the children may have lost their footing in the water. A relative of one of the victims reportedly says there were 2 children living in this home, ages 9 and 11. The holes and cracks in these graves are being used as a dumping site. You can see investigators are still here trying to piece together what happened. All with gunshot wounds. We've got 3 children who witnessed this grisly crime, which is now being called a homicide. Sheriff Lewis, what can you tell us about that? We hear the 39-year-old victim has just passed. A 2-alarm fire rips through a Salisbury home, displacing 2 families that were living inside. He's never played American football ever, but he's trying to get a leg up in the competition with his spectacular left foot. ABC's Nick Watt has the story. The device also has an archive to it, so at the next visit, all your information is brought back up, and the doctor can compare and contrast to see if any changes look suspicious. We begin this afternoon with the tragic death of a junior firefighter in Dagsboro who lost his life trying to save another. A big night for the Democratic Party as former President Bill Clinton took center stage and had supporters reeling over his rousing speech. Woo! There you have it. You've all seen me at my worst, Delmar. I'm happy to do it to make you laugh.
I love zombies. It's great.
So is this the costume this year?
Maybe. This might have to be. I really like the Avengers Black Widow costume, but this might have to be it.
Oh, Steph, boy. I think you could rock this look too.
That's why I've stayed over here. Thanks for tuning into the Zombie Takeover. It's one of the largest covert drug trafficking operations in Wicomico County history.
3 solid years.
Many long hours he put into this.
Large quantities of cocaine, heroin, marijuana, and pills.
71 people charged.
Their days are over.
Police say these men and women are no nickel and dimers. What you see here are alleged kingpins and serious traffickers, which police say have been smuggling drugs and money for years from New York City to Baltimore, then into the county.
The investigators, the prosecutors did a phenomenal job staying with the investigation.
They spearheaded 2 operations titled Yellow Snow and Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
The operation that was coined Follow the Yellow Brick Road, again, was going after Yellow, who is one of the main players in the drug trafficking organization. Brick refers to a large quantity of cocaine. Investigators seized $1 million worth of drugs, $600,000 in U.S. currency and property, and numerous firearms, most of which were found in intricate compartments like this one.
It's locked solid right now.
Sheriff Mike Lewis says they're sometimes programmed through voice activation or electrical circuits and aren't easy to open.
Sometimes that will happen.
Lewis says these vaults are difficult to detect even with a trained eye, and with 15 men still at large, there could be more out there.
They're on our radar, and we're going to track them down, and we're going to lock them up.
Alyana Gomez, WMDT 47 News. It's being called the worst hit area on Maryland's eastern shore. Ocean City's beach ripped apart, ramps covered with sand, debris now litters the boardwalk, and the fishing pier halfway gone.
We lost the T section, the easternmost section of the pier, probably about 100 feet of the pier.
The high tide cycle and storm surge thrashed the beach town. Bayside businesses like Fager's Island suffered the most, and WMDT got a walkthrough of the damage. You can see here that the pier is probably the worst hit area. Part of the centerpiece of the pier is gone. You can see past that light pole down there. There was a gazebo there, a very large one, which is now over in the parking lot. It had washed away, got blown off. There's just debris over there now that they've got to get rid of. A very devastating loss to them.
It's pretty amazing that the Angel rode out the storm as the gazebo went over into the lot. People have a lot of memories of that. So like I said, we'll get it back, and we'll work as hard as we can to get things back open.
Besides the water damage inside, officials tell us Fager's is structurally sound. By Secrets, Warren's Park was drowning. One trailer's skirt torn off, and this pontoon boat got pushed through the center and somehow parked itself beside a trailer.
This is really amazing for me to see it
sitting right up in like a vehicle, sitting right in the driveway.
Alyana Gomez, WMDT 47 News. Party City is no dead zone this year. They've got everything you need, from blood and gore to costumes galore. We scanned the aisles, setting our sights on the newest and most popular digs this year, starting with the morphing suits.
You put it on, it zips up in the back of the head. You can drink through it, see through it, and they accessorize with just about anything.
Ta-da! You can move. You don't have to do much. You can dance.
Wasn't quite my style, so I went for something more classy.
This is from ABC's hit show Once Upon a Time, Queen Regina, and it's actually pretty comfortable.
Superhero costumes have been flying off the shelves, and my photographer Josh Finnemore would only join in on the fun if we were characters from the Avengers. And I gotta say, Scarlett Johansson got nothing on me.
Let's see your best move. Bring it.
But we needed something frightening, chilling even, and it just so happens our editor moonlights as a zombie artist and mastermind.
We're gonna scare the newsroom.
Alyana Gomez, WMDT 47 News.
Sir, we're from Channel 47. We just came in here earlier and you told us that these Nike shoes were real, and we just confirmed that they're actually fake. Do you have anything you wanted to say about that?
No, can I not be filmed, please?
WMDT was on the scene as Salisbury police busted this store, Exclusives. They're accused of trying to take advantage of the Nike Air Jordan frenzy by selling knockoff shoes at full prices.
They're getting a product that they think is real, but it isn't, and it's something that may fall apart within a couple of days to a couple of weeks.
WMDT was tipped off by an anonymous customer, so my photographer Josh Finnemore and I went in before the bust in plain clothes to check them out for ourselves. What we heard was true. The customer sent us these photos of the pair of Nike Air Force Ones she bought from the store. This is the bottom of the real shoe, and this is the fake one with no Nike sign. Check out the back. The white strap is stitched under the logo on the authentic pair and not on the white pair. Hard to believe the lengths people will go to get their feet in a pair when they hit store shelves. A stampede, sometimes even bloodshed. They cost anywhere from $100 to $200. Exclusives was selling them for about $120. But after police served them a search warrant, they probably won't be cashing in on that hot item anymore. Alyana Gomez, WMDT 47 News. It's the ultimate adrenaline rush, flying 1,500 feet into the air, flipping, spinning, and for this daredevil, upside down is the new right side up.
I can't help myself sometimes, you know, you just roll it upside down, grit your teeth, and hang on. It's a lot of fun.
Michael Wiskus is the Lucas Oil airship pilot and gave WMDT an up-close and personal show. My photographer Josh Finnemore and I stepped into a small plane to catch this high-performance aerobatic aircraft blow smoke into the sky. The view from the top was exhilarating. Side by side, we watched Wiskus do what he does best. Then, in a matter of seconds, he was off, zipping away and into the clouds. I must admit, getting back on solid ground felt pretty good, too.
We did it!
Wiskus says his high-flying stunts were just a sneak peek of this weekend's air show.
Women will be screaming, babies will be crying. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We also caught up with the Sky Typers, who will be putting their World War II aircrafts to the test.
Sky typing is a form of aerial messaging that prints dot matrix letters in the sky that are taller than the Empire State Building.
Some of the best pilots in the country will be taking to the skies this weekend. Be sure to get in on all the action. Alyana Gomez, WMDT 47 News.